Hello YouTube, this is me again. This is my second take for my poetry piece, so this is speech using. And I'm going to I'm trying to focus on things that my judges told me to fix. Not all of it, but some of it, like emphasizing on certain words, maybe slow down certain paces, make more parts happy and less parts sad, and I'm gonna focus on that. And let me know what you guys think by liking, comment, or subscribing, and hopefully you'll see one after this upcoming speech meet this Saturday. So here we go. And when you start a round at a speech, and you either have judges and stuff. Like let's say you are a judge, like the camera is a judge. I'll just nod to the camera and then start, or nod to the judge and then start, or nod to the judge and start my speech and stuff. Or if I have two judges, like wall, I'll nod to the wall, I'll nod to you, and then start. Or in like a duet acting like HDA or DDA, when I'm with a partner, you don't want to nod to the judge, and then start, having your other partner not be ready. So what will happen is you'll nod to your partner first, making sure you both are ready, like you're secure in what you're about to do, and then you both together will nod to the first judge, from the left to the right. You always start from left to right. Don't ask me why, but most people do, from left to right. So both of us will then nod to the first judge, then nod to you, the second judge, and so on. Yes, if by yourself, you'll nod to one judge or then another judge, or just one judge. Most time, it's only two or one judges. And if you're together, duet acting, or HDA and DDA, you'll nod to each other, signifying that you both are ready. So no one starts before someone else or whatever, and then you both will nod to one judge and the other judge. So that's how you basically start your piece. When you start, you're ready to go. And you'll see that I have an intro in this piece where I not step forward, but most times will step forward, but like you can't move, like poetry or prose and stuff like this. You'll have the book open, and then when you have your intro, you'll shut the book, signifying that you have the intro. And yeah. So I'm going to start now. I'm going to put a nod to you guys. Most of the time you want to get coughs out. Maybe like loosen up a bit or something. Don't be nervous when you do it. So loosen up. Maybe get coughs out. Blow your nose before your hand. The judge will understand because they won't start judging you until you give your piece. They won't start judging until you nod. Or they won't stop your time until you start your time until you nod. And when you end, you'll see when I end around. Yeah, okay. I wake up and you're there, but you're not. Your presence is pressed in the sheets at my side. I trail my hand through the warm hollow, and 1,000 nocturnal memories assault me. Smiling, I get up, but I'm still there. A silky silhouette intertwined with yours. This morning, I don't think I'll fix the bed. I'll just lie in with you. And I try to smile through parched lips. Feel the blood trickle and the skin rip. And that's till every twitch of joy succeeding cracks old wounds, renews the bleeding. And that's just the start of the pain of a broken heart. As men, we face a different take on our emotions. We hold our emotions in, and sometimes we don't know what to do with them. I bring poems from Devin D. Eaton's A Book I'll Never Write, portraying these exact emotions and feelings. We face heartbreak, betrayal, and abuse. Here we're told to grow a pair and be a man. A tale I'll never tell, a program. Mixed signals, red or green. Play it safe, for read between the lines. I hear she loves me. Loves me not. Should I give it all I've got? And if I do that, what if she declines? Crooked finger, smile inviting, cold shoulder, slightly sliding. Maybe I should tell her how I feel, but how do I discern what's fake or real? What do you do when shit hits the fan? What do you say when you haven't got a prayer? How do you wake up from a 5-year plan? And dreams so good that life is a nightmare. Where do you look? Where do you turn when the road ends? Where do you look when the lights go out? Who do you seek when you haven't got any friends? And you're so alone, no one can hear you shout. Who picks up the pieces? Who wipes the tears? Tears are the liquid shards of a broken heart. Hold them in and they'll tear you apart. Because once they're gone, you realize they're all you had. What was it like to lose you? It was like every laughably lighthearted "I love you more" suddenly became a cold, bitter reality. I've lived and laughed and loved and lost. I've risen and fallen and faltered and crossed the line. I've trusted, lied, and suffered. I've given and taken and weathered and fallen apart. I've tried and failed, been accepted and denied. I've cried and cried and cried and died inside. I've believed, rejected, renounced, and embraced. I've stumbled, stood, and fled and faced my years, my fears. I've lived and lived and lived in more than 18 years, and it seems like life is anything but short. Did you ever stop to consider if I would be okay? And did you ever wonder whether it was right to say those hurtful things you said to me are nothing but memory that keeps me in the ground where I belong? And at least that's what you taught me to believe. With every black and blue produce you left on me, you were so strong. You're always quick to apologize. Now it's good through my black eyes. You didn't really mean it after all. You said I'd never hurt again, and this is where the pain would end. You hurt me all the time, but love's so hard to find. So I staunched my tears, and I hid my fears, and I said, I didn't mind. The pain never made it past the skin, but your love resided deep within my heart, and that's what matters in the end. Your love was always black and blue, but that's all I ever knew. So I took your love, and I took your abuse. I ignored each and every shove, and fell for each and every excuse. But every story has to end sometime. Someone had to pay for all your crimes. It's a shame I had to lose a wife and that this story ended with my life. So, did you ever stop to consider if I would be okay when you hurt me that way? I guess that's what I get for not wanting to admit that I was loving you in black and blue. Did you ever want? Did you ever need? Did you ever ask? Did you ever plead? Have you ever laughed? Have you ever cried? Have you ever lived and died? Do you ever lie awake in the middle of the night, staring at a body bathed in pale moonlight? And I'd lie awake, insomnia, restraining slumber. Of course I'm thinking of you. I know thoughts are pointless and painful. Heartache is relentless and addicting. My dreams are the only realm we're together. But waking from them paints reality grim. I refuse to sleep. I'm growing weary in body and mind. Pain becomes familiar. But has a smile ever kept the dark at bay? Have kind eyes that shone the light of day? The cat wants in, excuse me. That wouldn't happen during round, but let me continue where I'll talk. But has a smile ever kept the dark at bay? Have kind eyes that shine the light of day? Have you ever died inside your heart consumed by frost? Have you ever lived lost? Have you ever spent a day just staring at the ceiling? Life devoid of purpose and heart devoid of feeling. Do you ever weep at memories, knowing they're gone for good, and thinking if you could erase them all, you would? Have you ever trudged through the life unnoticed, not noticing in turn, not caring if the world thrives or burns? Have you ever had your heart filled, sloshing at the brain, then found it empty, lacking feeling? If you have, I have a question that wisdom would call ignorance. Is it really better to have loved and lost than to have loved at all? Loneliness is all I ever knew until I met you. Tears, the only friends I held at night. But something in your smile. You spoke of more than simple virtue, and I found myself attracted to you like a moth transfixed by flame. I flew towards danger unperturbed. Because smitten is a fallen word. Oldest of adages of the fool, a wise man speaks. A man is nothing more than the company he keeps. So call me blind, call me foolish for heeding siren calls. So when I first saw your sweet siren smile, a seduction of upturned lips, an entrancing beauty that so oft beguiled. I thought myself trapped in a dream. Though that was hardly right, I knew. Even my most splendid thoughts could hardly craft the likes of you, and I'm searching for a ship that'll pluck me from the surf. Because desperate is a four-letter word. Virtue is the attribute I like to call your best, but you're defined by heartlessness instead. Content to take your pleasure in the organ from my chest, to leave me in the lurch as good as it. Say it's better to have loved than lost, but I say that's absurd, because heartbreak is a four-letter word. Evolution is the manner in which broken things are righted, but it seems I've declined instead, and thus I feel I've been slighted. Black and white merge into gray, while good and bad is blurred, because love is a four-letter word. Love makes you say things you never thought you would. Love makes you do things you never thought you could. Love gives you courage you never knew you had. Love makes you happy. And love makes you sad. Love creates smiles. And love creates tears. Love is an arrow, a spear, and a dart. Love is a fire that burns in your heart. Love pierces hard. And love pierces deep. Love controls waking. And love controls sleep. Love is a message, a note, and a speech. Love cannot be vocalized, written, or preached. Love is spontaneous. It cannot be refused. Love knows not singles, for love counts in twos. Love is not prose. Love knows only verse. Love has no boundaries, and love has no walls. Love has its mountains, and love its pitfalls. Love knows not black, white, brown, yellow, nor pink. Love knows not tall, short, fat, skinny, nor weak. So, what is love? And what does love do? Well, love is not me loving you. Love is a four-letter word. And that's basically it. So, what I did differently, in case you were wondering, is when I said love is a four-letter word. I didn't emphasize love. I said love is a four-letter word. Like I emphasize is gives better effect to it, I think. My judge said that on a sheet. I changed some fluctuations. I made some parts more happy, like delirious happy. Like it's not true happiness, it's fake happiness. Like you shouldn't be happy it's happening, I guess. And I emphasized different phrases like, is it really better? Like I didn't say my meat, I said, is it better to have loved and lost, never have loved at all? Like I emphasized those words, and this time I tried to, I don't know if I did or not because I can't see the video, but I tried to emphasize, is it really better? Like, is it really better to have loved and lost, never have loved at all? Like, emphasize the non-important words to make it more important, I guess. So, and after I hit the oldest of adages of the fool, a wise man speak. It made it something more than the company he keeps. I try to make it like a different voice, so it makes it like it's dumb. And someone like, oh, call me blind, call me foolish. Like, yeah, it's good. And if you didn't see my intro, you saw my intro, yeah. It's about basically you want to like add a sentence or two, and then mention the author and the pieces you're using. So like poetry. Since I'm using it all, like it's a book I bought, and it's a book I'll never write. This title of the book, and it's by Devin D. Eaton. All original works of Devin D. Eaton's. So I didn't list off the individual poems, but like let's say you were doing Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. You would say Edgar Allan Poe, The Raven. You wouldn't add a program title to it. If it's more than one poems, you could add a program title to it. And if it's by more than one author, you have to say all the authors. If it's more than one poem from different authors, you have to say all the titles and the authors. Like, let's say you're doing Edgar Allan Poe, then A Tale I Never Tell. So, Raven by Edgar Allan Poe, and A Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. I Road to Virgin to, I don't know the poem. You get the point? So you gotta list all the, cite your sources, basically. And that should be about, like, maybe half a minute to a minute long, no longer. And, yeah. it's like a little paragraph basically. So like when you type it out, it's like a little paragraph. And yeah, it's good. It's a good thing to have some of your poetry memorized, I guess, because if you can have some memorized, you can have a more dramatic effect, like making eye contact with the audience. Like certain parts are like life devoid of purpose and heart devoid of feeling, like staring at the ceiling. So that's good. Or like light transfixed my flaw. I flew towards danger, unprotrude, because it's really important to do that in those parts. Um, yeah, so that's my piece. Hopefully I'll break this Saturday. So yeah. I don't know if you saw my face or not. So I think that's it. Uh, so this will be uploaded tomorrow, which is you know that because you're watching it tomorrow or today, I guess. However that works. Anyways, so yeah.